Hello, my name is Heidi Moretti with the Healthy RD. Today I want to talk to you about one of my favorite plants called Ginkgo Biloba. Ginkgo Biloba has been used in traditional medicine for thousands of years, and modern science is now confirming what ancient healers already knew. From sharper memory and fewer migraines to better circulation and hormonal balance, this leaf offers a remarkable range of evidence-based benefits. But the dose and the quality of the supplement matter enormously, and not all ginkgo is created equal. As a registered dietitian and functional nutrition practitioner, I've recommended Ginkgo Biloba to many of my clients over the years. What I love most is that it has multiple mechanisms of action. It's an antioxidant, an anti-inflammatory, a circulation booster, and neuroprotective compound all at once. But you will notice that this is true of many plants. Let's dig into the many benefits that ginkgo has and why it may deserve a spot in your daily routine. So Ginkgo Biloba is one of the oldest living trees on Earth, a true living fossil that has survived over 200 million years. Its fan-shaped leaves are dried and extracted to produce a standardized extract that is among the most widely researched botanical medicines in the world. The primary active compounds are flavonoids and terpenoids, which work together to reduce oxidative stress in the body, improve blood flow, protect nerve cells, and dampen inflammation. This combination of effects is why ginkgo has such a wide-ranging impact on health. It's not just one trick. Ginkgo helps with brain health. One of the most common reasons people reach for ginkgo is because of its brain health, and this is where most of the compelling research comes from. There an important nuance though is that dose matters enormously. A well-designed study found that low-dose ginkgo did not produce meaningful improvements in cognitive function in older adults. This is a critical finding for consumers who may most likely are taking inadequate doses of it without realizing it. In contrast, a review of the literature found that ginkgo does significantly improve cognitive function, but the results were strongly linked to using sufficient and standardized extracts. A second major review confirmed that the finding is that the dose-response relationship between ginkgo and measurable improvements in memory, attention, and processing speed. One older study also found that ginkgo improved cognitive performance in adults experiencing age-related cognitive decline. If you've tried ginkgo before and didn't notice the difference, the dose may have been too low. You want to look for a standardized extract of 24% flavonoid glycosides and also 6% terpene lactones, and doses between 120 to 240 milligrams per day, which is the most positive in clinical trials. Ginkgo is also beneficial for migraines. Migraine sufferers have one of the most convincing bodies of evidence for ginkgo supplementation. The mechanism makes biological sense. Ginkgo improves cerebral blood flow, reduces platelet aggregation, and has potent antioxidant activity in the nervous system, all factors implicated in migraine pathophysiology. A clinical study published in Neurological Sciences found that ginkgo meaningfully reduced migraine severity and frequency in adult patients. Perhaps even more compelling is the evidence in children, that ginkgo has been shown to reduce migraines in pediatric patients as well, and a review of complementary approaches supports its place among effective non-pharmacologic migraine strategies. A broad review of antioxidant strategies for migraine prevention also highlights the value of compounds like those in ginkgo. If you experience migraines, you'll want to explore the full picture of root cause approaches, including food sensitivities, which are one of the most under-recognized migraine triggers in clinical practice. Ginkgo is also a stress-busting herb. One lesser-known benefit of ginkgo is that its ability to blunt cortisol response related to stress. 2 studies have demonstrated that ginkgo extract reduces cortisol secretion in response to stress. As a dietitian who heavily focuses on cortisol management, Finding this is particularly exciting to me. Chronic high cortisol is one of the most destructive forces in our health, from disrupting sleep to weight regulation issues, hormonal balance issues, gut function issues, and brain health. An herb that can directly dampen cortisol stress response is a significant tool. So also Ginkgo helps with circulation and cardiovascular health. Ginkgo is perhaps best known in Europe, where it has been actually approved as a pharmaceutical for peripheral vascular disease for its ability to improve circulation. The evidence for this is robust and spans several conditions. So Ginkgo Biloba helps peripheral vascular disease. It has been known to help improve walking distance and reduce symptoms in people with peripheral artery disease and intermittent claudication, which is leg cramping due to poor circulation. For people with poor circulation in the extremities, this can be a meaningful way to improve their quality of life. Ginkgo is also very helpful for general circulation. Multiple studies confirm that Ginkgo improves blood viscosity and microcirculation by reducing platelet aggregation and increasing nitric oxide activity in blood vessels. Better circulation benefits the heart, the brain, the kidneys, and every organ that depends on a lot of blood supply. Ginkgo also likely helps blood sugar control. The connection between Ginkgo and blood sugar regulation is an active area of research. Several recent studies suggest that Ginkgo may help improve insulin sensitivities and reduce markers of metabolic dysfunction. While this research is still evolving, mechanisms, reduced oxidative stress, improved circulation, and anti-inflammatory activity make a plausible case for Ginkgo as a supportive tool in blood sugar management alongside diet and lifestyle strategies. Ginkgo Biloba also has hormonal benefits. It is one of the most underappreciated areas of research for Ginkgo and one that I find especially relevant to my female clients. Ginkgo helps estrogen and hormone balance because it has been shown to influence estrogen receptor activity and may modulate estrogen-related pathways in the body. This doesn't mean that Ginkgo acts as a synthetic estrogen. Rather, it helps balance hormones by signaling in a nuanced and adaptogenic way. Ginkgo Biloba also helps PMS. A study found that Ginkgo Biloba significantly reduced the severity of PMS symptoms, including mood changes, breast tenderness, and fluid retention, compared to placebo. If PMS is a monthly battle for you, Ginkgo is one of the several based evidence tools worth exploring. Ginkgo also helps menopause. Some research also shows that Ginkgo may help reduce menopausal symptoms, including cognitive changes and mood. Given that Ginkgo's effects on both circulation and hormonal balance, it's a logical area of benefit. Ginkgo, last but not least, also helps immunity, longevity, and aging. Ginkgo Biloba's rich profile of bioactive compounds, including flavonoids and terpenoids, provide remarkable antioxidant protection. This antioxidant activity translates into measurable benefits for immune function, for longevity biomarkers, and protection against age-related cellular damage. Early research also points to a potential protective role for Ginkgo in Parkinson's disease, likely through its neuroprotective and anti-inflammatory actions. While this research is preliminary, it reinforces the bigger picture of Ginkgo as a deeply neuroprotective herb. A couple important precautions. Ginkgo has mild blood thinning effects. If you take a blood thinner, speak to your healthcare provider before starting Ginkgo. And you should also avoid Ginkgo if you're pregnant. At therapeutic doses, Ginkgo is generally well tolerated, with the occasional headache and gut upset. My personal experience with Ginkgo has been tremendous, so I want to tell you a little bit about my story about why I take Ginkgo Biloba every day. I've been using Ginkgo for years now, and it has genuinely changed my daily experience. As a dietitian running a private practice and writing extensively, focus and mental clarity aren't optional for me. Ginkgo has been one of the most noticeable tools I've had my supplement protocol for staying sharp and present with my clients, even on long and demanding days. But the benefit that surprised me a bit was that it helped me with vestibular migraines. Rather than feeling that dizziness or disorientation that can happen from these types of migraines, I feel much better and stable in terms of my dizziness and vertigo. Since taking Ginkgo has a lot of well-documented effects on cerebral vascular circulation, its ability to reduce platelet aggregation in the tiny blood cells in the inner ear and brain, this makes complete biological sense to me. My mood and overall mental health have been noticeably more stable. The cortisol reducing effects are real. I feel less reactive and more grounded throughout the day. For a practitioner who generally tests what she recommends, Ginkgo has earned a place in my supplement routine. What I appreciate most about Ginkgo is that it has genuine breadth and not a one-dimensional supplement. When I see a client suffering with brain fog, migraines, poor circulation, and stress all at once, which is actually more common than you think, Ginkgo becomes a very efficient addition to their protocol. The key, as with all supplements, is using the right dose of a high-quality standardized extract from a reputable company with third-party testing. Low dose, low-quality Ginkgo is unfortunately what many people end up with, and then they can't conclude it does or does not work. In my experience, it absolutely can work when used correctly. As always, work with a knowledgeable practitioner to determine whether Ginkgo is right for your individual needs and to ensure that there are no interactions with medications that you may already be taking. Again, I'm Heidi Moretti with the Healthy RD. Reach out to me through the Healthy RD. I'd love it if you touch base with me on social media, on X, and as well on Facebook and Instagram. Take care. Have a great day.